Where do you plan on going to college? Do you think you are well prepared for all the hard work you will be achieving? Well, in order to get accepted into some colleges, you are required to take an ACT or SAT test. These tests help admission officers rank you on how well your academic preparedness is for college. When you take these tests, you're competing against other applicants and you're wanting to try your best to get into that college you're interested in. But right now, I think ACT, SAT scores shouldn't affect how you get into college and or getting accepted. On the website of Should Colleges Care So Much About ACT, SAT Scores in 2008 explains that getting into college can sometimes feel as if it isn't always fair to the students. The scores label the students. It can lead students into thinking they aren't smart enough or aren't good enough for college. Not everyone is the best test taker, and that judging a student on just one test isn't fair. Some of the colleges are realizing that the tests aren't always the best way of selecting students. Getting a high ACT or SAT score doesn't always mean that someone is a good student. A lazy student who gets a high score could be seen as more desirable than a hardworking student with a lower score. Colleges should see more than the numbers. On the website of High GPA but Low SAT Score in 2015 explains that how some students struggle at test taking but do well in school. Each student has a different high school education. Some take different classes even when going to the same school as others. Although most admission officers know each high school very well in the U.S., but they specifically don't know you. All they know is what your education is like, but they won't know if you're an excellent student yet doesn't do well in test taking. So these tests, they shouldn't be the answer into achieving your goals for what you want to do in your life and where you want to fulfill them. So in the end, it all makes it more difficult for the admission officers to rank you on when you take different classes, even when going to the same school as your classmates. According to the website of Nurturing Wisdom in 2016, explains that during high school or any education, some students have problems with working memory and processing speed. Working memory is a part of the brain that stores information until we dismiss it from our minds. Some students are smart enough but can't keep the information in their mind long enough for it to become permanent. So when they study, they're not retaining the information over and over again. When a student struggles with processing speed, they have a hard time processing the information. They tend to take much longer to complete their homework. Processing speed becomes frustrating with some students because of the time needed to complete the tasks. Some students feel as if they're not very smart enough because they're slower than others. On the website of Arguments for and Against Standardized Testing in College Admissions in 2015 explains how the test can add too much stress to the students' lives. There are times where you're trying your best to get the score you want, but all the stress takes over your body and leads you into not doing so well on the test. The testing can lead to a biased income, thinking that wealthy students become more prepared for the test through better life experiences, such as high-quality schools and test prep tutors. Students think that the wealthy kids have it all and that it's unfair for people who actually try their best on the tests. Also, the test can prevent any sort of creative or open-minded thinking. There are many students that are very creative and open-minded, and it's unfair to them to get that taken away from taking the tests, ranking them on their academics. Although some colleges don't require your ACT or SAT scores, if you have a high enough GPA, you can attend some of them. Finally, don't let colleges make you think that you're ranked on your education and how well you succeed in it. The ACT, SAT scores shouldn't affect how you get into college because we are more than numbers. Numbers on what scale us, how smart we are, what college we will go to, what jobs we will have when we are adults. Testing in today's generation takes 3 to 4 hours, which no teen wants to enjoy in reading something for that long. Even when you spend those long hours studying or staying up late just so you can prepare for the test, it leads to the number that defines you, and that is how no one should be determined.